Você disse que era meu, mas caiu na mentira. Tô de salto alto, vou deixar você na mira. Na mira. Na mira. Na mira.
Yo, welcome back to another video. This is your host with the most, Cringe Gobby One here, and today we got chapter 202 called Sword Heart, which is just right there. We got Yukimiya staring off at the ball. He's just like, you're even using the number one as a pawn, Isagi. No says Yoichi Isagi. He's like, okay, let's go to the climax, as Isagi's just right there in front of the goal, and he's just like, I'm in the way, part 2. And he's literally, Kaiser's like, this thing I hate about Kaiser, he's just like, did you see a goal in your future, Isagi? He's just like, your weapon is your direct shot. He's just like, which means if I mess up your stance, he's like, and trap the ball, your talent dies. And then he literally has figured him out. And then Isagi was just right there. And he's like, look, Yoichi, your climax is getting ruined by me, which Kaiser is just fucking like annoying at this point, fucking doing that guy. But he's amazing, I ain't gonna lie, a well-written character. He's just like, yeah, Kaiser, you're perfect. He's just like, if you hadn't come, I would have been the hero. He's like, but since you came, and he passes the ball back, the one I left sunken in darkness is coming back from the brink of death, which is literally Yukimiya, which is literally, he's putting all his hope in Yukimiya, and Yukimiya is like, Isagi, and he's just like, he grabs Kaiser from the chest, and he's just like, did you imagine this last pass, Kaiser? He's like, my challenge was to beat you at anything at all. My choice is my best piece right now. He's like, this is guiding me to the flow. He's like, tell me, Kaiser, as he grabs him in his chest, and he's just like, how does it feel to be the clown in my story? And he's just like, it's my masterpiece. And Kaiser looks at him and he's just like, you're crazy, as like he grabs it, because like he was right side by side with Isagi, and Isagi just grabs him by the chest, because like I'm guessing Kaiser is taller than Isagi, that's what I'm assuming. But like in this moment, he's just like leaning down, and like how he's like, this moment just feels like too much aura right here. He's just like, how does it feel to be the clown in my story? And then he looks back and he's like, come on, shoot, as he's grabbing Kaiser's shirt right there, because he's like, he doesn't care, he's just dragging Kaiser along. He grabs him and pulls him right there, and then he grabs him on the side. He's like, come on, shoot, sinking ship, die with your goal. And he's literally saying, die with your goal. And he's like, you're gonna crush me, right? He's just like, shut up. He's like, you're gonna kill me, right? He's like, only Isagi saw me. He's like, shut up. He's like, I died once, but only Isagi. He's like, I said shut up. He's like, die with my gold. Isagi found me. He's like, God only gives you challenges you can overcome. He's just like, there's no time, I don't need to be right. He's like, choose my goal for me. He's like, I don't want to disappear no matter where I fall. He's like, I won't hand my fate. And he makes a shot. He's like, or my ego over to God. As he makes a shot, we see an insane panel there with Yukimiya running straight forward. Kunigami was in the front, Noah in the ground with Chris, and then right there, see where this goal is gonna go, and then Yukimiya shoots, and then he's just like, a gyro shot is falling with backspin, and he's like, crap, I'm not gonna reach, and rails right there. He's like, I read this trajectory. He's like, for real, as Isagi's thinking, he's just like, I'll just barely make it. And then freaking he's like, I'll just barely make it, because Isagi thought that was gonna get caught, because he was looking at that, and he's just like, as the ball goes in a weird trajectory, he's like, it's falling even more. As he sees, he's like, Yukimiya, stab it. He's just like, I got the idea from Chris's knuckle shot and boosted he's like, and boosted the diagonal spin to make my new shot, the sword screw. which is pierce it, as he literally says in the end of the chapter. Ends with the goal going in, which is insane. It's called, he's literally said, it's called the sword screw, as the gyro shot went straight in, but this one falls right to the ground and then pierces from the bottom to the top of the net, which is insane, because he's like, it's still falling down. So when Rayo thought the ball was going to go up right here and he was going to catch it with his leg, he moved this leg up, and then he's like, what, the ball is still going down? And then the ball goes directly down and then goes straight into the goal, which is insane, because not even the goalie caught that. And then even Yukimiya is right there with tears in his goddamn eyes, and he couldn't even believe it, because he's just like, try again to be the world's best. He's like, Isagi found me when there was nobody there that saw me. He's like, I don't want to disappear, but no matter what I do, I won't fall. He's like, I won't hand my fate or my ego over to God. And makes that pass. Makes that shot and shoots it and gets that goal, bringing the chapter to the end, and most likely the match as well, ending it 3-2. Bastard Munchins win. Holy, the end of chapter 202, guys. Awesome, guys. Leave a like, subscribe for more. It really does help your boy out at the end of the day. And I will see you guys on chapter 203, which will be the conclusion of this match, and hopefully we get a few glimpses of other stuff that's been going on while this has been going on, and maybe the start of the next one, who knows. But we'll get to that on the next chapter. I will see you guys on chapter 203. Leave a like, subscribe for more, and this is always your host with the most, Krichgapi1 here, signing out.
君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するのもっと噂の dream